The notice requirements provided in the Open Public Meetings Act have been satisfied. Notice of this meeting was properly given in the new schedule of meetings of the Spotswood Borough Council on December 27, 2017. The new schedule was transmitted to the Home News Tribune and Sentinel. It was filed with the clerk of the Borough of Spotswood and posted in the municipal building located at 77 Summer Hill Road, Spotswood, New Jersey. There's three things I want to bring up for the moment of silence before we stand for the salute to the flag. Mr. Ruffley is the father of a borough employee who recently passed away. Barbara Ann Garcia passed away also, the sister of a borough employee Cheryl Doherty, and for the 6 victims of the Florida overpass collapse. For our moment of silence, please keep them in your prayers. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Councilman Stolen?
Here.
Councilman Ritchie?
Here.
Councilman Malillo?
Here.
Councilman Rivera?
Here.
Council President Rhodes?
Here.
Mayor Sealy?
Here.
We have minutes to February 20th, 2018 budget workshop minutes.
Move we pass the minutes from February 20th?
Second?
Councilman Stolen?
Yes.
Councilman Ritchie?
Yes.
Councilman Malillo?
Yes.
Councilman Rivera?
Yes.
Council President Rhodes?
Yes.
We have the caucus minutes from February 21st, 2018.
Make a motion to pass the caucus minutes?
Second. Second.
Councilman Stolen?
Yes.
Councilman Ritchie?
Yes.
Councilman Malillo?
Yes.
Councilman Rivera?
Yes.
Council President Rhodes?
Yes.
We have minutes February 21st, 2018, the regular meeting.
Motion to move them.
Second it.
Councilman Stolen?
Yes.
Councilman Ritchie?
Yes.
Councilman Malillo?
Yes.
Councilman Rivera?
Yes.
Council President Rhodes?
Yes.
And now we have Resolution 2018-58, which is the municipal budget. Municipal budget of the Borough of Spotswood, County of Middlesex for the fiscal year 2018. Be it resolved that the following statements of revenues and appropriations shall constitute the municipal budget for the year 2018. The amount of $7,129,075 to be raised by taxation for municipal purposes. Be it further resolved that said budget be published in the issue of April 12, 2018, Home News Tribune. The governing body of the Borough of Spotswood does hereby approve the following as the budget for the year 2018. I need a motion and second.
Motion?
Second.
Who's second? I'm sorry. Okay. Councilman Stolen?
Yes.
Councilman Ritchie?
Yes.
Councilman Malillo?
Yes.
Councilman Rivera?
Yes.
Council President Rhodes?
Yes.
The notice of the budget and tax resolution was approved by the Borough Council of the Borough of Spotswood, County of Middlesex, on March 19, 2018. A hearing on the budget and tax resolution will be held at the Spotswood Municipal Building, 77 Summer Hill Road, on April 25th, which is Wednesday, 2018, at 7:30 p.m., at which time and place objections to said budget and tax resolution for the year 2018 may be presented by taxpayers or other interested parties.
Presentation?
Good evening.
Good evening.
First I would say is if you can't see the screen good enough, you want to move over now, now would be the time. Everybody's good?
There's also copies of the full PowerPoint on the front table.
There's our copies up here. Well, this year's no different than any other year. Our taxes are going up, and I know a lot of us are not happy about it. I tell you that the council, myself, the CFO, and the BA did the best we could with this budget. You may not think so. Of course, you're entitled to your opinion, but it was not an easy decision to make. I'm just going to go through the steps right now. Pretty sure you all know who our borough officials are. two separate entities, the current fund and utility fund. You can see the difference between 2017 and 2018. It's about $371,000. Current fund, the budget provides for maintaining the same level of services the borough residents currently enjoy, but the borough continues to aggressively pay down debt. Now, obviously, we made a tough decision last year, and that was to stay in the EMS business. And we don't feel it's the wrong decision right now, but we knew it was going to be a costly decision. And of the 4.83% of the increase, 2.37 is salary and wages of EMS. Because with keeping EMS, the biggest problem we had was the fact that we couldn't keep people based on what we paid. So we increased our rates of pay to better manage it. Excuse me. Costs the borough has no control over our insurance costs, our statutory expenses, and the reserve for uncollected taxes. That's about $169,000 in the budget. Got to find a print up there. Real quickly, this is just the budget current fund, which states that our total revenues are $10,942,198.60. Amount to be raised by taxation for municipal purposes is about 65% of this. The analysis for the 2018 budget anticipated 5-year revenue. You note that the numbers changed somewhat. The anticipated surplus went up a bit. Miscellaneous local revenues went down a little bit. State aid, for some reason, just never changes. We don't get any more money from the state. Our uniform construction code fees are up a little bit. I believe that's got a lot to do with the new building and whatnot that's going on in town coming up. Other specialized revenues are up a little bit. Our receipts from delinquent taxes stay about the same. And the amount to be raised by taxation again for the municipal level is $7,129,075. Of that, added on to that would be the amount raised for library tax, which is $261,889. 5-year surplus analysis. We utilize approximately 83%, almost 84 last year. We're looking to do about 86% of it this year. The analysis of the 2018 budget. General appropriations are $8,413,089. The total would be $10,942,198.60. I could read every number, but it's a little easier if you read it. But the total takes me too much time. General government, your land use administration, insurance, public safety, these are all the costs. Public health, health and human services. So looked at as general government would mean something like administration, the mayor, council, borough clerk, financial administration, audit services. Health and Human Services, the Board of Health, the Office on Aging, Animal Control, Division of Welfare, County Shared Service, the Health Department. Land use, obviously, is planning and zoning, human health and resources, we already talked about. Analysis of the 2018 budget, comparison of the budget appropriations to the 5-year trend. I'd like to say they go down, but they've steadily gone up. In fact, pretty much everything went up except our debt service, which you continue to pay at a very good rate, which is down somewhat. Our tax collection rate remains between 98.5% and 99%, which is a pretty good number. Amount to be raised by taxation, as I said before, was $129. Average residential municipal tax, the bottom line. The bottom line is for 2018, you're going to see an annual increase of $113.27 on a house that is assessed at a value of $255,000. You can see a quarterly increase of about $28.32 and a monthly increase of $9.44. Current fund strategies. We continue to review all current shared service agreements and ensure the public is benefiting from them. We've explored new shared service agreements. Currently, we're looking at another one. We continue to cross-train our employees where it's beneficial so as to increase services at a reduced cost. We continue to seek grants more aggressively, which we're hopefully just about done with one. And overall, to ensure your tax dollars are spent the most beneficial way possible. Our water sewer utility fund. The borough has 3 public works employees dedicated to water sewer utility. The borough continues to limit hiring of outside contractors by utilizing talent of our existing staff, which means on most of our breaks this year, we used our staff instead of hiring an outside contractor, which it costs about 4 times as much. Our water sewer revenues, our surplus is down to 388. Our capital fund balance is 156,160. Our rent stayed exactly the same at $2,009,000 for a grand total of $3,444,165. Our water sewer appropriations, this basically breaks it down from last year to this year. Our personnel and benefits costs went up. Our sewage authority went down. The purchase of water went up $25,000. Operations went up about $5,000. Capital improvement stayed the same. Capital outlay stayed the same. With our debt service going up to $849,539. What are future strategies? Excuse me. The borough has completed an application process for the USDA loan grant to make much-needed infrastructure improvements to the Cottage Park streets, Brookwood, Long Lawn, Manville, Brooklawn, and Red Bank. The USDA loan allows for long-term, low-interest financing and potential grant funding. The borough awaits a determination regarding our application. I believe you talked earlier, you were doing scope down all the pipes to find out what's going on, right?
That is correct, on the sewer, yes.
Our infrastructure improvements are ongoing. The Tower Avenue water main replacement work has recently commenced. The Elmer and Clark Avenue projects have been awarded to begin soon. These projects, along with the Cottage Street project, will impact our debt service in 2019. One thing you may have noticed a little bit of going around town, as you drive around, we started an awful lot of projects. Got a little something going on the lake. We're working over the Cottage Park streets. We're talking tonight about Subject Avenue, project over here to fix that street. So yes, we are spending your money. It's our money too, of course, because we pay taxes as well. But we're trying to get as much done as we can because for years it was picked little by little. And what happens is eventually, as we've seen with our radio system, when you don't put the right money in to begin with, you wind up coming back to pay Peter again. And we don't want to do that. Comes our borough and sponsored public questions. Before I get there, though, I will tell you a few things. We search different ways to save money. And by that I mean, you talk about what services can you do with or without. Obviously, we can't do without our emergency services, meaning police, fire, EMS. There's some, discussion about some going outsourced, but it just, right now, it's what the public wants. But if I was using an example, I'll give you one good example. If we took away, just say this is an example now, so if you're watching on TV, don't be crazy on me. The library. The library is 3.5 tax points, which is about $260,000. That would be a substantial savings on our budget. Would have probably kept us down below 2% for our numbers around. Right, Joe?
Under 1, probably.
Under 1 almost. But a decision has to be made. Do we want to stay in the library business or do we not want to stay in the library business? That's just one example. There isn't much more to pick from. So if you take away from the Department of Public Works, you get less service. If you take away from police, obviously you get less protection and less what's going on there. You can't take away from fire because nobody wants their house to burn down. And EMS, I'm sure everybody's kind of happy the EMS is right around the corner. With that being said, that's pretty much my budget. Or our budget, as I would say. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Sealy.
Do you have any questions? Right? Question and answer session? You come to the podium, state your name.
Should we do it during the open public, or do you want to do it now? Pat?
Why don't we just go through the whole thing and
Okay.
then we open it?
Okay, so hold your thoughts. Copies of the resolutions under the consent agenda are available for perusal only on the table. Anyone desiring a copy may contact the clerk after the meeting.
Council President and council members, I'd like to have a motion to accept the resolutions under consent agenda. Resolutions 2018-59 through 2018-67.
Make a motion, we move the consent agenda 2018-59 through 67.
Second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Let's have liaison
Yeah, all right.
reports. Go ahead, John.
Let me get this off, Mike. Tomorrow night, there's Board of Education meeting, they have a budget there tomorrow night at the high school there. 7 o'clock in the library. They're doing their budget tomorrow night. So anybody wants to be interested in that, 7 o'clock tomorrow night at the high school, 7 o'clock. Last Monday, we had a roundtable discussion about this violence in schools and tragedy and wackos and all that kind of stuff. We had a big discussion with parents and relations and so forth, and who's saying strategy this way, strategy that way. Who can do the job as far as watching the doors, security, if it's the sponsor of police, if it's this. It's all about money. But I got something to say, though, about that. You got, I don't want to keep talking. I can talk about this. Shonley School, I would just use the front door, lock the back door up. Only can go out in case of an emergency, but they can't come in the back. The same with Shonley. Memorial. You come through the front in school, but you can't use the back in or out. You block it off just enough in case there's an emergency. God forbid, they can go out the back door. But the high school and houses there, you could go in through the front and back. As simple as that. You can get a security. I think it's a little cheaper, but they want full time. They want to work the whole day, and that's what I would say about that. And that's about it. And like I said before, you got the meeting tomorrow night with the budget over in the Appleby there. So they want to go 7 o'clock. Board of Education meeting. That's it.
High school. High school.
The high school, sorry, yeah. It's getting the best of me. I'm working too hard, that's what it is.
Thank you, John.
You're right.
Kurt?
I have nothing tonight, thanks.
Jose?
Again, with last snowstorm, I'd like to thank emergency services, police, fire, EMS, and also Public Works for doing a great job around town. We had a lot of wires down, trees, so everybody did a great job. And we got another one coming up. So again, everybody, make sure your vehicles are filled, generators are working, and make sure you don't put the generators inside your garages or under a window. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Jose. Ted? Nothing. Okay. I just want to echo what John said. The security meeting that the Board of Ed hosted last Monday generated maybe 150 people. And it was attended by both the Spotswood mayor and the Helmetta mayor, and I'll let Ed talk about it too. But I just thought it was a great discussion. There was a back and forth between the audience. The officials were there answering whatever they could. Because of course, for security reasons, there are some things they can't share. The police chief was there with many members of his force. Very great interaction. I thought it was just a terrifically run meeting and lots of good information shared. And it just showed me how everyone just cares about our children and their safety. And I'm just grateful to live in such a great community like that has those kinds of forums where people can express their things. And there was actually someone there whose niece attended Parkland High School, and she talked about her experience. And thankfully, she's okay. She wasn't hurt, but it was.
She lost her good friend.
Yeah. very sad. And that's it for me. And Ed, Mr. Mayor.
I'd like to say reiterate the same. I mean, it was a very informative meeting. The only thing that was extremely disappointing from my point of view as a parent was the amount of concern that you would think would be there, and the amount of people who took their time to be there. Only 150 showed up when there's 1,600 students in that school. So you would think parents would be a little more concerned. And I believe the chief said this, if I'm not mistaken, that got to start at home. You know, basically, unfortunately, we live in a world today where both parents have to work, and unfortunately, the person paying the price is the child. Back in the day when I was a young man, I'm sure a couple other people in here as well, one of our parents were always home. So we don't have that luxury anymore. So being a little more attentive to them, their needs, is a good idea, because I found by being a person who shares my home with my daughter's friends and my son's friends, I learned a lot about what goes on in the neighborhood. Some good, some bad, some rumors, some not. But at least you're on top of it that way, and you get a fighting chance to maybe stop it. I mean, we could all sit here as parents and swear up and down, well, our kids don't do drugs, our kids don't do this, but unless you hang around with that kid 24/7, you really don't know. And unfortunately, far too many parents find out too late. And I just think it would be in the public's best interest. They are going to have another event, a bigger showing come out, because it is very important. You claim it's important, it's time to come up and back it up. And like I said, Chief, I appreciate you being there. I appreciate the Board of Ed putting it on. Very good, Dulcie. And that's all I've got.
Good. And Ted, go ahead.
Wednesday evening, 7:30 here in the council chambers, the neighborhood watch meeting, unless we have 12 inches of snow out there, will take place.
There's an advantage to that.
What's that?
There's an advantage to the snow. We can find dyed Easter eggs faster.
That's sad. I also just wanted to highlight, we had a representative here from a union, Hugh Giordano, last meeting, United Food and Commercial Workers Union, who dropped off some articles about marijuana. If anybody's interested, see the clerk. She has these articles for you if you're interested. Okay, because he had said he was going to bring back articles, and I asked him to, and he did. And that's it. You want to open to the public?
Make a motion to open to the public.
Second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any members of the public who would want to comment on anything that was discussed, or you have an issue you'd like to bring forward, please come up. Welcome, Cheryl.
Cheryl Bass, 289 Main Street. Going over the budget, I see that the school budget is separate from this budget. And as Councilman Malillo was saying, tomorrow night, that will be discussed at the high school. My comment is this, that the lottery is a very big revenue maker for New Jersey, the lottery, and we really don't get good accounting papers from the lottery, how much revenue they make and what the salaries are. Speaking of salaries, there are 3 people in the water sewer utility. It's listed here. The borough has 3 public works employees dedicated to the water sewer utility, and the salaries, personnel, and benefits are going up from 530,000 to 545,000. So 3 people. That's a nice little increase right there, speaking of salaries. But getting back to the lottery, they have a big formula that money goes to the winner and money goes for education. Money goes for education, to the education of the children. Let us get an accounting of how much revenue the state gets, see what the how it sets up. I remember that before Governor Corzine left office, he became senator then, that Governor Corzine gave the contract for that machine that reads the tickets for the lottery to G-Tech, a company called G-Tech, made in Germany. It's made in Germany. The G stands for Germany. So maybe we can get an American company to make the machine. Let's find out what the price of those machines are for reading the tickets, how much you win. Let them rework the formula. Instead of paying out $400 million, pay out $300 million. Use the excess money to hire more police, put them in every school, and protect the children.
Good. Thank you. Thank you, Cheryl. Anybody else want to come up? No?
Make a motion to close the public portion? Oh,
Hold on.
All in favor?
Wait,
Nope,
we're not.
we have somebody coming
We
up.
have somebody coming up.
Oh, okay.
Dan Riley, 55 Red Bank Road. It's been a couple weeks since we chatted, and I was just trying to see if I can follow up with, get a timeline on that project of the cottage streets.
I don't have a firm timeline because there are permits involved from the New Jersey DEP and from the Freehold Soil Conservation District, the latter being the easier of the two. But we are moving ahead with it, and I'm hoping in the next month or so to get applications out to the agencies.
Okay, last time we spoke, you were working with the utilities to start moving the poles and do that?
Well, I have to give them a map, and they actually told, well, at least the electric utility told me they want the curbs in the ground. Told them that wasn't going to work. We can't wait for that. So once we get the survey work done, once we get these plans done, I'm going to submit to them, at least to Jerry Riccardi, also have a meeting with PSE&G, so that they know in advance and see if maybe PSE&G is planning to do nothing. I don't know, but I do want to find out. But I know that the poles will have to be relocated. Jerry Riccardi said that if we sign a release, they'll move the poles based on a stakeout, but if one's wrong or however many's wrong, we have to pay for that. So at least we have the dialogue open on it and trying to get them involved and geared up early.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Dan.
Anybody else?
Anyone else?
I'll make that motion again. Motion to close the public portion?
Section.
All in favor?
Aye.
We do have a closed session. The closed session. Whereas Section 8 of the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, PL 1975, permits the exclusion of the public from a meeting in certain circumstances, whereas the public body is of the opinion that such circumstances presently exist. Now therefore be it resolved by the Borough of Spotswood, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey as follows. 1, public shall be excluded from discussion of any action upon the hereinafter specified subject matters. The general nature of the subject matter to be discussed is as follows. Contract negotiations. Excuse me, it is anticipated at this time that the above stated subject matter shall be made public when confidentiality is no longer required. This resolution takes effect immediately.
Make a motion to pass the resolution?
Second.
Second.
Councilman Stolen?
Yes.
Councilman Malillo?
Yes.
Councilman Ritchie?
Yes.
Councilman Rivera?
Yes.
Council President Rhodes?
Yes. All right, we're going to have a closed meeting. I'd
Excuse me, no action will be taken, so.
ask you to vacate the chambers. Thank you, everyone, for coming.
I make a motion, we close the closed, reopen the open?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Aye.
Adjourned now.
All in favor? Aye.